Hello everyone, Praise Scooter here, and welcome back to more of Tears of the Kingdom. Last time, we got a glimpse into Ganondorf's true power, as well as put myself on a villain arc. And today, I think we're going to wrap up the shrines in this area, and possibly one more thing. Now, much like with everything else at this point, we're actually almost done in this area, this partition, and yeah, it's traveling down there, so... Unless in our time handling this labyrinth, that the dragon is going to come past this and is not going to then go over this. Well, actually, either way it goes, we might circumvent it. Maybe we'll go there this time. This session. But I want to handle the labyrinth before we're all done, which is the last thing we have to do. What's that? Oh, it's the moon. I'm just like Aurora Borealis. I also thought it was Nadra for a hot minute too, but no. Nadra circles more around this area of Hyrule, so... I could have taken that rocket out of there and had this labyrinth be handled a lot easier, but not so much. Which means we're gonna get another piece of the Demon King set coming up here. Oh, Labyrinths, how I adored you in Breath of the Wild, purely because you gave me the Berserker set. But now the Berserker set is, oddly enough, located near towns. I've just parsed that information and realized how terrible that is. All the Berserker armor is near towns. Oh, hold on. Let me get my stabbing stick out. Is it ready? It's not ready. Hans, don't come near me. Ow. Perish. Well, Hans is going to make its way over here, I think, slowly but surely, but, hi. So, this is another one of those, I'm not going to read all this stuff, but this is another one of those shrines where it's actually going to teach you about doing something kind of neat, and I'll need something that is metallic to make this work. I think I mentioned before, but I'm going to talk about it again, is that pine cones, for whatever reason, when lit on fire, create a burst of air that is a very short-lived. But you can use to get up higher. Now, because I can use to get up higher, I'm just going to climb the walls of this place and ignore the whole challenge of the labyrinth. There's no way it'd be that simple. There's no way it's that simple where I can just drop in. Yeah, I thought so. Now, I'm gonna like careen my neck around and look around. Why are you here? Glad I'm up here right now. There is a way into there, but there's a lot of like overhang that kind of blocks your vision, so that's why I like to do it like this. Why I like to do this like this. But yeah, to get inside the center here, we have to find... We just have to find the... Oh. I think this leads to it, actually. Yes, right here. As I proceed to fall inside of the maze. Good job, me. I had my ticket up and I fell inside. I think this is what leads inside. Again, you can follow the pine cones inside here to get there, but I'll just zoom in the map like this so you can kind of see better where we are roughly in the maze if you want to take the fast track there. Now, this particular labyrinth, there's down these platforms on the four corners opposite of where you enter in, or three corners rather, opposite where you enter in. There is 100%. Excuse me. There's 100% a treasure chest in each of these corners with a weapon you can equip. Again, it's not necessary to complete it, but it is there should you wish to have it. Now, if you excuse me, I am going to attempt to go up here and get the one treasure chest we saw just a second ago. Link, you can let go now. The only treasure chest I'm going to pick up in this whole endeavor. Man. Besides, the actual labyrinthian part of all this, we're going to get to that in a moment when we actually go in there proper. Now I think... Oh, I don't have anything that's fire-based to make this easier. Well, when all else fails, chuck... well, not those. Chuck fire fruit. I'm pretty sure a lot of times when I come through this, I usually have a Fire Lizalfos horn equipped on my person in some fashion. Do I even have any of those? Now that I think about it, I'm not going to fuse one. I wonder if I could do something just as stupid as just drop it on the ground. Horn, horn, horn. Wonder if that would count. But let's go back up a little bit higher. So, horn, 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 horn. I don't even know what you sorted by. Yeah, I don't know what you were sorted by. Let's try this again now that I actually have everything sorted properly. Let's see. I do. I wonder if this would work. Oh, whoops. Maybe if I put it on the ground. Buttons are hard, man. Buttons are hard, man. Drop. Is that going to work, or do I have to attach to something? I would have to attach to something. Okay, that's not going to work. I'm pretty sure every time I come through this place, I usually have a weapon. I've come through icy places. I've usually had a weapon that has a fire element to it. I just stood in front of the shrine in question with, stood in front of what I wanted to melt with the fire weapon, just readied. But this is an instance where I'm not going to do that. I'm a little right. It's in the labyrinth, so it's just going to give it. Of these 2 shrines we're about to do, it's just going to give us the reward, which is a diamond. Okay. So I definitely have some overhead with diamonds that I would feel better about using them, but there is something with this. I mentioned it earlier on probably, but I think if you're following along and you have roughly the same amount of diamonds I do, aka you have the boulder breaker purchased or acquired, if you have the boulder breaker acquired, or one of the weapons acquired, and you, excuse me, you have one of the weapons or one of the regional weapons acquired, and you still have 3 regions to go, you should have enough diamonds by this point where you could probably mess around with them a little bit. Diamonds fused to a weapon, all they really do is they are just really hard to break. They last a long time. Much like real life, diamond is unbreakable. As good as that, Jojo? Yes. Why are you? Don't ask. For you who conquered this labyrinth of the land, I, ruler of owls, have unlocked a door. Find it on the west side of the labyrinth in the sky. Okay. So I'm going to keep the main quest highlighted, which, speaking of that main quest highlighted... Oh, you're there. Maybe we can do 2 birds with 1 stone in this one. Hey, I'm going over here. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm a problem. Now, please don't be thunderstorming. That's all I ask as I land here. I'm going to handle... I definitely want to handle this side quest, so... To the west of me. Somewhere. There it is. Dragon, I am coming for thee. Now, once again, reminder that, well, for everybody who didn't pay attention from just a little bit ago, the Master Sword is tied to this dragon. I would also like to remind you that I said in order to complete everything for the entirety of the game, what you need is at least 2 stamina wheels. This is none of the dragons we know yet. Oh boy. As I slide off the side of it. This is none of the dragons we know yet. The light dragon. In all material and all media surrounding this beastie is just referred to as the light dragon. Now I went over the text there that related to what the light dragon stuff does, but I'll just tell you that the shards, if you fuse a shard to any weapon, shield, whatnot, it has healing properties to it. Not so much for recovering stamina or uses of a weapon or anything like that. What it is purely like if you... Maybe it does do something if I stick it to a shield. If I come across another spike, I'll stick it to the front of the shield and see what happens. But it has a healing property to it. Meaning that anytime, ever, excuse me, in your entire adventure, if you... Oh boy. Anytime in your adventure, if you use a weapon with it, it'll heal instead of dealing damage. I guess we're not going to get another shark to look at this here. But this is a pretty monumental moment in the game, getting the Master Sword. I will say it again, twice over to be thorough. You must have at least 2 stamina wheels. Two rings of stamina to claim the reward from this. It's going to be a wild ride, so hold on tight. Do not let go of A at any point in this. Do not let go. Do not falter.
Link. Link. The Master Sword. Your sword. She is the key to destroying the Demon King. He defeated her before, but a long slumber will heal these grievous wounds. And when you two next face the Demon King, you will have my strength to help you through her. Link, you are our final hope. I pray this sword reaches you in the future.
The legendary sword that seals the darkness. Its corruption has been healed in time with the Light Dragon. The blade gleams with a sacred luster that can oppose the Demon King. So, some fun point at this portion of the game for... Oh, bell's ringing. Time for everyone to wake up. Fun little tidbit for this point of the game, and this is also the same in Breath of the Wild, but when you acquire the Master Sword, that is the only time you can ever go over your... that you can go over your max weapon capacity. Right now, we are given a temporary +1 weapon capacity. The second any one of our other weapons breaks, the Master Sword will go into our actual final location on our weapon grid, and we'll be back at what we are. So in my situation, 15 available weapons. The Master Sword has a handful of properties to it that I'll talk about really quick that really shouldn't affect how you really play, but I'm still going to talk about it. So, you can never throw away the Master Sword. You can never drop the Master Sword. You can never do anything that takes the Master Sword from your hand and or inventory and puts it in the wild. You can never lose it once you acquire it in your journey. When at full hearts while wielding the Master Sword, you have blade beams. The Master Sword, though, can break much just like every other weapon over time. Well, with everything you do, like everything else. But the Master Sword, once again, the Master Sword will never leave your inventory. After about 10 to 15 minutes real time, the Master Sword will regain its strength, and you can use it again. So in most situations, if you are ever without a weapon after you get the Master Sword, you can literally park yourself in a safe location, just wait, just like have the game run in the background, you will have the Master Sword back in due time. You can fuse things to the Master Sword as well. And whenever you fuse something to the Master Sword, we may see it throughout the adventure, but whenever you fuse something to the Master Sword, it'll get like a funny little glow. It'll like create a weird like zonite glow on it that resembles whatever you fuse to it whenever you swing the sword. But that item does go away the second the Master Sword breaks, like any other weapon. The Master Sword does extra damage to things affected by gloom or blight, however you want to look at it or phrase it. So if you ever find yourself fighting gloom hands, phantom Ganons, anything that's gloom blighted down in the depths, the Master Sword is your way to deal with that in spades. With that all being said, I got taken very far away from what I was doing. So, let's go ahead and head over to the Skyview Tower. And let's go ahead over to the Skyview Tower and get up on those islands up above. And then find ourselves some kind of device to get us to the Labyrinth in the sky. I'm also going to just take a quick step away while that, so it'll be an odd cut here. Actually, acquiring the Master Sword in this capacity is a good place to end this video. Everyone, I do thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time, we'll make our way to the sky portion of the North Lomei Labyrinth that I ran away from. I'll see you folks then. Take care.